in despair, and then there's nothing but sand for as far as you can see. And also about Arthur Guiterman's poem, which you may or may not know, on the vanity of earthly greatness, which goes, "The tusks which clashed in mighty brawls of mastodons are billiard balls. The sword of Charlemagne the Just is ferric oxide, known as rust. The grizzly bear, whose potent hug was feared by all, is now a rug. Great Caesar's bust is on the shelf, and I don't feel so well myself." What particularly worried me was the fact that I couldn't remember who wrote that poem, and I had to look it up on Wikipedia. And then when I did, I found out that Ozymandias was actually written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. And so then I got to thinking that maybe you had not intended to induct me into the Hall of Fame after all, and were thinking of someone totally different, and got the names all mixed up. So, but it also set me to thinking about how ridiculous this whole thing is, because actually, you should not be giving me something. I should be giving you something. Science fiction has already given me so many wonderful and immeasurable things. First and foremost, the wonderful, wonderful stories of science fiction. I've always loved science fiction novels, but my heart truly belongs to the short story. And it broke my heart when you said you couldn't make a living writing them, which I know is true, but they are my favorites. The stories like Flowers for Algernon and Houston, Houston, Do You Read? The Star, The Bicentennial Man, The Wait, Evening Primrose, Canticle for Leibowitz, The Queen of Air and Darkness, The Veldt, Fondly Fahrenheit, Day Million, With Folded Hands, The Piebald Hippogriff, Pretty Maggie Money Eyes, Another Orphan, When We Went to See the End of the World, The Menace from Earth, The Cloud Sculptors of Coral D, Lot, One Ordinary Day with Peanuts, I Hope We Shall Arrive Soon, Vintage Season, the list goes on, and they are absolutely priceless gifts that have been given to me. And in addition to all the stories, there have been all the wonderful people that I've had the chance to meet in science fiction, and all the conventions and conferences and writers' workshops and locust panels and fascinating locust banquets and fascinating panels that I've been on. And one absolutely horrible panel I was on in Toronto one time about death that lasted, I swear to God, 6 hours and 58 minutes. And I just wished I were dead. The panel was about death and dying, and I was like, just kill me now. All the coffee clutches and readings and Clarion Wests and parties and hilarious midnight jam sessions and earnest discussions and feuds and flame wars. Well, maybe not the feuds and the flame wars, but definitely all the rest of it. Being in science fiction has been its own reward all these many years. A lot of you have heard me tell about how the first time I was up for Hugo, I was sitting with my editor, Charlie Ryan of Galileo, who gave me my start and who was responsible for introducing me to John Kessel and Jim Kelly, thank God. I was sitting there and I said to Charlie, I said, I can't believe this. I can't believe this, because here I am. I'm up for a Hugo, and when I was 13, this was my fantasy, that I would be up for a Hugo, and it's really happening to me. And Robert Silverberg was sitting in front of us, and he turned around and patted me on the knee and said, "That was my fantasy when I was 13 too. You and I are two of a kind." And I thought, well, kill me now. Can't possibly get any better than this moment here. Only the truth is that it did get better. It just kept getting better and better. I got to meet Ray Bradbury, and I had lunch last year with Kit Reed. Oh my God. I got to become friends, best friends forever, with Jack Williamson and Charlie Brown, and it is true, I have threatened to throw him out of my car. It is also true I've never actually thrown him out. I got to be in workshops with George R.R. Martin and Ed Bryant and Bruce Sterling and Karen Joy Fowler. I got to teach Clarion West and then watch my students go on to greatness. I got to gossip with Nancy Kress and Cynthia Felice and Sheila Williams and go shopping with Ellen Datlow. And and have serious discussions and hilarious dinners with Gardner Dozois, at one of which I snorted a piece of lettuce up my nose while laughing and nearly killed myself. And I have gotten to sit on the floor for hours in the hall with Jim Kelly and John Kessel. Probably my favorite times of all. It just does not get any better than that. Or so I thought until this moment. It is common at something like this to say that this is a dream come true, but that is not the truth at all. I did not even dream that this could happen. I said that I'd fantasized about being nominated for a Hugo, and the truth is, in my secret heart of hearts, I had fantasized about winning a Hugo. And I had even fantasized about meeting Ray Bradbury, but not about this. In one of my Christmas stories, Miracle, there is a character named Fred. And the heroine, Lauren, asks him what he really wants for Christmas. And he tells her that when he was 8 years old, he asked for a computer and instead got a puppy. And he says, the thing was, a computer was too expensive, but there was an outside chance I'd get it, or I wouldn't have asked for it. Kids don't ask for stuff they know they won't get. And Lauren says, and you hadn't asked for a puppy because you knew you couldn't have one? And he says, no, you don't understand. There are things you don't ask for because you know you can't have them. And then there are things so far outside the realm of possibility, it would never even occur to you to want them. That's how I feel today. I'm receiving this honor. Thank you.